Hari Om. I'm going to discuss the way we can analyze our problems using yoga principles. So it's a idea of problem analysis based on the principles of yoga. What is the purpose of this problem analysis? This entire exercise is to find out the problems that cause suffering and pain to us in our day-to-day life, significantly reducing our quality of life. The second purpose of this exercise is to identify the underlying root causes of the problems. The problems are different, but underlying causes are not very different. For example, I want to eat a particular food, or maybe after a few days I develop addiction for some other food. So maybe I'm addicted to few different types of foods. But the underlying cause for this unhealthy behavior is stress. So the things may be different, the problems may be different, but the causes may not be very different. And also, what needs to change in me? What I have to do differently? Most often, we blame our problems on other people or other situations or some factors which are external. But yoga does not accept that. Yoga says, whatever is the situation, however the other people are, I have my choice and I have my freedom whether to take all these incidences and relationships with people as problems or take them as just as it is, and I am unattached, unaffected by these problems. So then I need to identify what I need to change so that I am unaffected in every situation. And this is also one of the purpose of this problem analysis. Now let's talk about the yoga view of the causes of these problems. These problems are very relevant to us in our life because they result in suffering, pain, sadness, and lowers the quality of our life. That defeats the purpose of our life, which is to experience, enjoy, and contribute to the life. Yoga texts, whether it is Bhagavad Gita or Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali or Hatha Yoga, all have identified commonly four root causes for all the problems that we have. The first one is called Kama, sensory desires, material desires. Krodha, ego, anger. Lobha, greed, possessiveness. And Bhaya, the fear. The first one, Kama, sensory desires, they are often the result of uncontrolled sensory organs. Our sensory organs keep running behind the material objects, the sensory objects, which most of the times results in cravings, more desires, addictions. Now these desires, they are essential for our survival in a way. if there is no desire to eat the food, we will not make an attempt. So desires as such are not negative or bad. But our lack of control over these desires is a big problem. We have desires to eat a lot of different tasty food, dishes, different varieties. Then other forms of desires include wanting beautiful objects around us. Oh, I want to see, I want to have new dress. Oh, I like that dress. Where did you buy it? I would also like to purchase it. Oh, what's the cost of that? Oh, did you purchase it online? And did it fit you well? Well, these kind of discussions are very common in our day-to-day life. They are the direct result of our desires. We also go for the objects that bring us comfort, make our life more comfortable. I want to purchase very soft, nice mattress because it gives me comfort. I want to ride in a very luxurious car because the feeling is fantastic. I want to purchase a very nice air conditioner which has all automatic settings because it brings me comfort. Sexual desires are one of the most important desires that human beings have. The sexual desires are also many times uncontrolled. If you just search on internet for researches on the pornography, you will be surprised to see the statistics. More than 60-70% of men all over the world, they watch pornography, which is a big number. It's a direct result of sexual desires. Generally, these are the objects, sensory desires or sensory objects. They are the ones that make our life easy, but in a way lazy also. And we become dependent on these objects. We also have desire for money. But ultimately, why there is desire for money? The reason is money gives me a power to purchase these sensory objects. So when I have money, I feel I can have all the pleasures which these sensory desires result into. Money is only important because I can buy all these sensory objects with the help of money. All these cars, these beautiful phones, these high-tech gadgets, these very costly designer clothes, very posh restaurants, all these you can purchase with money, and that's why money is important. All the material ambitions that I have and the achievements that I want. Oh, I want to have a very nice house which has all these luxuries. This is nothing but a material ambition and desires. Let's move on. Root cause of problems is krodha, which is ego, and ego resulting in anger, hatred, jealousy. Anger, hatred, jealousy are the forms of ego. What is this ego? It's nothing but a defensive reaction. Often you can connect this reaction with the sensory desires that are not expressed fully. I want alcohol and I don't get it. That makes me angry. I want a nice phone and for that phone I want money. But if I don't get the money, I get angry. Naturally, if you look at anger, It exists in us as a reaction for self-protection or to defend ourselves. If someone attacks you, the natural reaction is the fight or flight or anger. You try and protect yourself. You get involved in that fight or flight reaction. So that's actually the purpose of anger. But then the life has presented us with so many desires that often the anger, we find that it's trying to protect my desires. Sometimes the anger is also seen as protecting our own beliefs or ideologies or culture or even the way of thinking. When someone opposes my way of thinking, I get angry. Someone blames my culture, I get angry. Someone criticizes my lifestyle, I get angry. And anger is another problem. Second problem that the yogic texts have analyzed. The third problem that yogic texts have focused on is lobha, which is also attachment, greed, or possessiveness. We have this tendency to go on collecting these objects of desire. When I go and purchase food, I don't purchase one chocolate. I want to have a lot of chocolates so I can store them in my fridge or wherever so that I can eat every day little bit, little bit, little bit. Oh, I don't want to go every day there so I can just have a little lazy, comfortable life and I can eat every day. Lobha. The clothes, we have hundreds of different types of clothes. We really don't need so much. No, this is greed. Money. How much money one should have? Everyone in the world is going crazy. Everyone wants to be a millionaire, and every millionaire wants to be a billionaire, and every billionaire wants to be in the top 10 richest people in the world. There is no limit to this greed. This is material, the greed attached to the material objects, money and other material objects. But there's other type of attachment that is also connected with lobha, and that is connected with people. When I find a relationship very nice and I'm comfortable in that relationship, I love the person, the other person loves me, that also creates very strong attachment. At the back of my heart, I understand that no relationship is permanent. Few years ago, this relationship that I have today was not there in my life, but now it is there. So the understanding should be that after a few years it may not be there or it may be there, but we get very attached with relations. The animals, I have a dog. When I purchase a dog, I got a new dog. I know the dog is not going to live for more than 12 years, 13 years, 14 years, 15 years. But I develop attachment with the dog so much that when the dog dies, I go into depression. Similarly, we have these very strong attachments with cultures, ideologies. So yoga has identified these three problems: kama, sensory desires, material desires; krodha, ego, anger, hatred, jealousy; and third, lobha or attachment, greed, possessiveness. Let's move on. The last one, the last root cause of our problems is bhaya or fear, which results in anxiety. Now, this fear is the fear of loss of all the objects that I have, or some objects that I have, or the money that I have, or the relationships that I have. So basically, the fear is again connected with my attachments or my greed, that is lobha, or my kama, that is my desires, or even my ego. Oh, I may lose my status, that is ego. So bhaya as such is not very independent. It is again dependent on the first three: the kama, the desires, ego, krodha, ahankar, or the lobha, greed. But this fear often is connected with constant worry and which results in anxiety. Now, this attachment with objects and people, objects of desire and people, is actually the root cause of this bhaya. But if you understand, try and understand this, where this where this comes from. Basically, it comes from the fear of death. I fear that my life is going to end one day, and then these beautiful people around me, I will not be able to see them. I will not be with them. The kids that I love, my partner that I love, my family that I love, they will not be there. But also the car that I love will not be with me. The chocolate that I love will not be there. So the fear is basically the fear of death or fear of loss of all these connections that I have built. Moving ahead, now we have to identify the problems based on these root causes: kama, krodha, lobha, and bhaya. And why these four are important? Because they cause stress, anxiety, depression, and anger on mental level, and all the physical diseases in our life. So these four are the root cause of all my physical and mental health issues. We all know how many diseases are caused by stress. Stress is almost responsible for 95% of our visits to the physician, to the doctor's clinic. Anxiety, depression, anger, they are also connected with stress reactions. They are the form of stress. Now, individually, we can connect that yes, kama, krodha, lobha, and bhaya are the root causes of all my personal problems. But yoga says that these same four, kama, krodha, lobha, and bhaya, are also the root causes of all our social, environmental, religious, and cultural problems. Social problems, social unrest, social discrimination. What is the root cause of that? Why there is discrimination? That discrimination is based on money. The money is connected with our desires. The money is connected with our greed. The higher and lower, the rich and poor, this is again connected with this greed and ego and kama. The black and white discrimination in the society is again connected with the same. The women and men, a male dominated society is nothing but ego, is at the root cause of it, is at the root of it. So every social problem that you can visualize, you can understand, try and understand, you will realize that again these four things are at the root of it. Let's talk about environmental problems. The society that is greedy and that wants all the pleasures of life, the society that says every citizen in my country will become a millionaire. Well, what I'm doing, because of my greed, because of my desire, because of my ego to become a millionaire and enjoy my life, I'm destroying nature. I want more money, so I'm cutting down the forests. I'm selling them to other people and become rich. I am polluting the air because I want to ride in a beautiful car. I am increasing my carbon footprints because of my greed, because of my desires, because of my ego. I want to be more powerful. So I am building these weapons. I am doing this to other countries. I am bullying everyone. I am destroying oceans. I am producing so much plastic because I want comfortable things. I don't want to use the renewable, or I don't want to use something that is biodegradable because it's too much of a trouble for me. It's my comforts, it's my karma. Look, all environmental problems are directly related to these four. Is it only environmental? No, religious and cultural problems are also connected with this krodha, the ego. One religion says only we are sent by this divine God. The rest all are not worthy of being alive. Either they convert to my religion or get ready to be killed. Some other religions say that we are the ones who are more superior. So these two people are fighting. Cultural problems, they are again related. My culture is the best, that is ego. Someone says that no, my ideology should rule the world. So I will sponsor every activity, even if it is to kill someone else. I will still send money to India to increase this Maoism and communism problem. Because my ideology is the best. Doesn't matter if more people are getting killed because of that. So all these cultural problems, religious problems, environmental problems, they are also connected to this kama, krodha, lobha and bhaya. Anyway, all these stress reactions are triggered when you experience this situation of kama, that is desires. How is it triggered? Oh, I enjoy eating my chocolate. When I don't get the chocolate, I get upset, I get angry. I crave more. Cravings is also the same reaction. When you get very excited with the fulfillment of desire, it's the same reaction, the stress reaction that is triggered in your body. The krodha, the anger, ego again triggers the same stress reaction. When I'm angry, is the same reaction. Lobha, greed. The greed often results in anxiety, like the bhaya, the fear. I'm greedy when I don't get it, or when I have too much, I'm always anxious because I want more and I don't know if I get it or not. All of these emotions that we experience are essentially triggering stress reaction, and we want to stop that. So you're going to analyze your problems that trigger the stress reaction. So now what you need to do is first put down your problems. Write it down. Don't just orally or just visualize. Don't just visualize it. Put it down on the paper. That makes it more clear. And your brain takes it more seriously when you write something down. And then let's see what analysis we are going to do. The first step in the analysis is write the problem. As I mentioned, on the piece of paper, write it down. To write down the problem, use your swan. Check for weaknesses. Check for your ambitions, or check for your needs, something missing there. Or you can refer to the thought and emotion analysis, or simply write the problem as you know it yourself. Once you write the problem, you have it very clear in front of you. Now take one problem at a time, and then find out what triggers that problem. If my problem is constant anxiety, then probably you will not figure out what triggers it, because you have a constant feeling of anxiety. But still, there will be some times when you will have more anxiety. You hear some news, oh, more people died with corona. Oh, I might catch it. But that probably has increased your anxiety more. So write down what triggers the problem. Or if the problem is smoking, then what triggers the smoking behavior? Oh, my boss was very hard on me and he pushed me to my limits, and I went and had a smoke. So try and write down what triggers that problem. And the third step here is pinpoint the root cause based on yoga principles. Whether is it connected with kama, desires, or krodha, or lobha or bhaya. Say my boss getting strong, getting hard on me, and I go to smoke. That's a problem. So what is the root cause of this? The root cause is fear. Fear of loss of that job. So write down fear. If my addiction is chocolate, and that's a problem. And what triggers the problem? When I see an advertisement while walking, write down that trigger. And then it will be the desire, kama, as the root cause based on yoga principles. So in this manner, you analyze all your problems. If it is related to the attachment that you have with some person, write down. Whatever, or anger issues, write down what triggers the anger. And then the root cause is again krodha based on yoga principles. So you can analyze every problem in this way, so you know which one of these four is your problem.